Good morning, nieces and nephews. It's your Uncle Charles here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel where we do unbiased price action analysis. Can I get a bar one time? Bah! Why? Because it's Friday TGIF. Now, how was the SPY in the market behaving yesterday? Well, it was not bullish. Some ticker symbols were chopping, like the SPY was chopping, and some ticker symbols were bearish, like the Tesla. Let me go on the. Let me show you guys Apple as well. My goodness, Apple. So we had some heavy ticker symbol, heavy weighted ticker symbols. Even Amazon was bearish, but for some reason it wasn't enough to drop the SPY down more. SPY just looks like it was basing. It was building a base. It was consolidating, flagging out, if you will. Here you guys can see it on the 15-minute chart. How do we trade this mess? You guys know when we see patterns like flags and wedges, you know that's a sign of choppiness. Okay, now we got this flag pattern not on the daily chart, but it's just on the 15-minute chart. As soon as my thing loads here, okay, a little small one. So we had a choppy day yesterday, but chops lead to trends, and trends lead to chops. With that being said, can yesterday's choppiness lead to a trend day today? Lord, I hope so. But how did we trade it yesterday, okay? I give you guys the levels, okay? Levels, pivot levels that I get from the daily chart. I add it to the 15-minute chart, and I use them to trade. When we get a breakdown of support like yesterday, you guys can see at the 9:30 candle, we had a breakdown of support right there. I had the 593.5 level. That is a fib level. And it broke down and it gave us a nice move. Now, I write on my Discord, I give the guidance, I give the levels, I give the setups, but it's on us to react to it unbiasedly during the market. I wrote here, 593.5 is a fib level and is for support. If it fails, bearish with 592.6, 591, and 589.5 in play. Why do I give all these multiple different levels? I give these levels because those are take profit levels. So if you short the breakdown of 593.5, you want to take most profits at 592.6, leave a runner in case we go hit 591 and 589.5. In this case, I don't know why it's taking long to load my 15-minute chart, but in this case, we broke down 593.5. We smashed 592.6, but we got a little bit more than that because we broke down 592.6 and went down to 591.3. I had a 591 level, came just shy of it before bouncing. So the start of the day, if you shorted the breakdown of support and played level to level style, you should have been green. Unfortunately, it bounced. It didn't continue with the bearishness. We had a little false breakdown set up here on the 11 o'clock candle when we recaptured 1192 point. When we recaptured 592.6 and smashed the 593.5 level. Went a little higher, all the way up to 594.3. That was a nice false breakdown setup to get a couple of deltas in for a day trade move. Unfortunately, it wasn't good for that much more because you guys can see we pulled back, dropped down, we started chopping for the rest of the day. Some people like trading chops. I like trading chops if there's some volatility, like if we're getting level to level or multi-level moves, sure. But when it's chopping a very tight range, when it's just moving 50 cent, 20 cent, very like damn near impossible to trade that unless you're scalping. Uncle don't really scalp. I like to do level to level moves. And yeah, yesterday was decent. Tesla was where the money was. Okay, tier 1 members are higher. You guys know I cover Tesla as well. This is one of my favorite ticker symbols to cover. And I wrote here to be bullish, 424 must clear to put higher targets in play. And I wrote if 422 fails, we got the lower targets in play. So we was looking to long above 424 or look to short below 422. You guys can see we broke down 422. We broke down 420. And we just head down lower, going as low during the day as 409. I had a 409 support as well, guys. So it was amazing trade with Tesla. If you took that setup, you should have been pretty green on the day, okay? But okay, guys, I hope you guys know how to use Uncle's levels from that little brief little talk, okay? We use a 15-minute chart. All the levels come from the daily chart. And I put it on the 15-minute chart. When it breaks down support, I look to short, play level. When it recaptures lost levels or breakout resistance, I look to long, and I play it level to level. But most people, some people like chops, most people don't. We want trend moves, okay? We want big trend moves, $10, $15 moves, right? Can it happen? Of course it can happen, but will it happen? We don't know, right? Will it happen? Of course, but when will it happen? We don't know. That's what I really mean to say. So from here, it's important for us to look at the context of the daily chart, okay? So now we know how to use the levels. What are the bull case scenario? What is the bear case scenario? What are the case scenarios? Well, let's take a look at the context. Recently, we recaptured the multi-month trend line, okay? This white trend line right here. Okay, you guys can see that. We recaptured it on January 15th when we got that bullish island reversal, gap up, whatever you want to call it. The bullish island reversal did not lead to much upside, at least not yet. But what it did do after pulling back yesterday during the day was, well, it got close to retesting that uptrend line, and we found buying pressure around that area. Not necessarily bearish there, guys. That's actually more bullish than bearish, because when we capture a lost level, and then that lost level that's recaptured turns back into support, that's actually bullish price action. Is the bullish price action guaranteed to be bullish? No, it's not guaranteed, but it does give us perspective. It does give us context so that we can prepare for today, the next day, right? So, with that being said, what is the bear case scenario? Well, we got the 593.5 level. That's a fib level. We're above that. If this is to be bearish today, that level must fail as support. We can't have the price above that level if you are a bear. And then you want to see the next level breakdown, 592.6. And then the fib level, and then the uptrend line, the multi-month uptrend line is at 591. So based on that context, when would Uncle's chart is short? I would short if we break down 593.5 or 592.6. When would I swing short though? Because some of you guys like to swing. If we lose 591, I would swing puts. Why? Because that would invalidate the recapture. And if the recapture gets invalidated, guess what the next setup is? It's a dead cat bounce setup. And if it's a dead cat bounce, there's the probability favors the bears for more downside. Okay, I'm not trading based on a crystal ball. None of the trade ideas are guaranteed to work. I trade based on probabilities. If we break down support, the probability is much higher for the SPY to go down. Okay, so below 593.5, 592.6, and 591, my general lean would once again turn back to bearish, and I would definitely look to short. Below 591 and 589.5, I would definitely swing puts if we get the daily chart breakdown. That's the bear case scenario. Bull case scenario, well, we're gapping up after a bullish island reversal. We're gapping up. Okay, gotta stay above 593.5. You guys look on the 15-minute chart, right? If you look on the 15-minute chart, yesterday the market struggled. It struggled multiple times trying to break above that 593.5 level, as pointed out by the green arrows. Multiple times they try to wash above it, but they just could not turn it into support. Now we're gapping up. You guys can see it's trying to behave as support. Okay, that's the difference between yesterday. Yesterday, 593.5 was a sell zone. In the pre-market right now, it's trying to become a buy zone. If it can stay above 593.5, that's bullish. Next target will be 595. That was a previous pivot high from January 16. If we can clear 595, I would be bullish. I would favor. Oh, that would also be a breakout of this green downtrend line, which would be extremely bullish. RSI is not overbought yet. So if the bulls are going to step up, they should step up today before the 3-day weekend. Is the market open on MLK's birthday? I'll have to recheck. But anyway, either way, above 593.5 and clearing 595 would be bullish. And put 593.5, 598, and 600 plus all back in play, guys. The point of watching Uncle Charters' video is to develop the right mindset, the sheep mindset. The sheep mindset is unbiased. We make money to the upside or to the downside, okay? We don't limit ourselves for money-making opportunities, okay? Like the bulls, they only want to trade bullish. The bears only want to trade bearish. they limit themselves. We are going to optimize our trading, our money making opportunity by being open-minded to both case scenario. That's what it means to be a sheep. And the other thing is you get my levels. You get my levels and you learn how to use those levels on the 15 to 30 minute chart. I share with you guys how I trade them. Okay? Anyways, I hope you guys got some value out of that. Let's move on to Triple Q. Had a nice trading day for Triple Q, at least in the morning, and then it started chopping. But unlike Triple Q was bearish. I mean, you guys saw with Tesla, with Apple, with Amazon, those heavy weighted stock. I'm not too surprised that Triple Q was as bearish as it was yesterday. Okay, I wish SPY would have behaved similar or was more volatile, but not so much. But Triple Q was great. It closed yesterday at 513-ish, but it's gapping up right now. Okay, around 515.5-ish. I have the next resistance at 516 and 517.5. 517.5 being the fib level. If 516 and 517.5 clear, then yesterday's bounce, meh. Yesterday's drop was meh, and we're gonna bounce today. We clear those levels. 520 or higher is in play. I would not favor a bottom is in unless we can clear 520 and 522. All right. We could get a bounce, but I can't favor a bottom is in unless we clear this down green trend line. That would need price above 520 and 522 if we are to drop back to the downside. If this little pre-market gap is a gap and crap, then 516 must defend as resistance. That's the first thing. Okay. Next support's at 514. If 514 fails, guys, we are heading down lower, down to 512, 510.5, 509. I'm thinking we could drop lower than that. 507 to 505.5 would definitely be a possibility. Either way, be ready to react. If we lose 514 and 512, we are going down lower. If we clear 516 and 517.5, use it on the 15-minute chart, guys, or whatever time frame you're comfortable with. Then we're heading up higher. Tesla with an inside candle setup. The mother candles range, the low 405.6 with the high at 429.30. That range is just too damn big. Okay, that's too damn big of a range. But either way, let's take a look at the inside of the range. Okay, I have a fib level at 415.5. If you want to look to short, 415.5 and 414 must fail, and that will put the lower targets in play. 412.5, 411, 409 or lower would be incoming. Below 409, I would definitely lean bearish. And if we're going to pop to the upside, 417 and 420 must clear to put 422, 424. 426 is a fib level, and I think we can definitely hit 428. Those will all be targets that I'd be watching out for. Okay, guys, look to react. Let's finish this Friday strong. NVDA was pretty decent as well. It was okay. It was okay. But it was intraday was bearish. Right now it's at 134.7. If 133 can fail today, then yesterday's selling pressure is going to continue down to 130, 128. I think we can drop all the way down to 126.8 or lower. Okay, I believe that. But we're going to need to close and break down 133 for that to be possible. If 135 and 136.8 clears as resistant, then we're going to bounce. 138, 140, 141.5, and 143 would all be targets. Okay, guys, remember, just look to react and get your money. IWM is still inside my little megaphone pattern here. Look like it's chopping a bit, but if it wants to end the chop, 224 must hold as support. 226 and 228 must clear to put 230 plus in play. Above 230, I would favor a bottom is in. Okay, if we break down 224 and 222, then bearishness is the plan, and we are likely heading down lower. 220, 217, 215 would all be targets for Uncle. Apple was bearish yesterday, a very awesome stock to trade every now and then. I mostly like to watch Apple to help me gauge Triple Q and the SPY, because this is like top 3 heavyweighted stock in the ETFs, right? But as of right now, it does look bearish, trying to gap up a little bit. Okay, I have a fib level resistant at 230.7. That needs to clear. If it wants to be bullish, that needs to clear. okay, to put those higher targets in play. 232, 234 or higher. Not looking bullish as long as below 230.7, okay? Next support's at 228.6. If that level fails, it's a little far away right now, but if that level failed, that's very bearish, and we're going to drop a lot lower. 226.5, 225, 223.5, 222, and 220 would all be targets for me for Apple. Amazon is looking bearish as well. Lost at 223.6 level intraday. Next support I have is at 220.6 and 219. If those levels fail, guys, we are heading down lower. 217.5, 216 or lower would be in play. Y'all see this flag? So you see the downside? The potential downside is definitely a lot of potential and room to head down lower. But those support levels must fail. Don't jump the gun, guys. Don't jump the gun. If yesterday's selling pressure is not going to show follow through, 222 and 223.6 must recapture to put 226 in play. And once again, I cannot favor a bottom is in unless 226 clear. That's a fib level, and it's also a breakout of this flag pattern, okay? Meta, chop day yesterday. Chop day yesterday. I have resistance at 614 and 615.7. Yesterday around that resistance level, around there, not pinpoint accurate, but around there. It hit that area and got pushed down. So it'll need to clear it today. 614 and 615.7 and actually close above and turn that level to support. If it does, 617, 620, 623.5 will all be in play. I would favor a bottom is in above 623.5. All right. If we can stay below 615.6 highs, that's still overall bearish. And bearish follow through would be to break down 612 and 610 to put lower targets in play. I think we can drop all the way down to fill the gap around 605. That would definitely be possible. Is this, guys, Microsoft looks bearish to me. This looks like a dark cloud cover candle right there. And not only is it a dark cloud cover candle where I'm trying to circle, but it rejected off of the 38.2 fib level. Microsoft does look bearish to me, not gonna lie. But will there be follow through? It's around 425.7 right now. Okay, I have support at 424, 422, and 420.8. 420.8 being the fib level, and also based on this multi-month trend line that I have. Okay, a top is in if 420.8 is lost. Okay, 424, 422, and 420.8 all must fail, and below 420.8, it's a highly likely that a top is in a top, and we're heading down a lot lower. Okay, this my bearish thesis will get invalidated if we can recapture some lost levels as usual. 426, 428, and 429.2. Those levels all must clear, and then I'd switch back to bullish. Okay, above 429.2, I would switch back to bullish. But as of right now, I'm leaning with the bears. Uncle's rocking with the bears when it comes to Microsoft. Okay, I'm always willing to change my mind, and I honestly don't care if I'm right or wrong. I like to focus on the process, okay? If I'm wrong, then I'll cut my loss and I'll switch it up and, sheep style, baby. DXY trying to bounce. Lost 109 yesterday, trying to recapture it today. I'll trust the recapture more if 109.3 can recapture. And if DXY stop bouncing, guys, there's a higher chance that the SPY and the triple Q going to be bearish. So I definitely keep an eye on DXY, whether it's bullish or bearish. Loss of 109 would be bearish. Above 109 and clearing 109.3 would be bullish. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Coin, I honestly, I love this ticker symbol so much. I really wish more people loved it like I did. Potential W pattern here, guys. 3501, you looking at this, bro? Potential W pattern, man. 3501 is a master trader at the W patterns. Big fan of his. But I tell you this, the top of this, the middle of the W pattern is at 293.6. So I have resistance at 292 and 293.6. If we're going to be bullish, coin needs to clear those levels. I would favor a bottom is in based on the W pattern if 293.6 clear with 295 or high. I think we get to 300 plus for sure with this ticker symbol. But it'll need to get above 293.6, all right? If we are to switch back to bearish, 290, 288.5, and 287 all must fail. And that should give us a nice drop to the downside. DOGE! Guys, I told everybody who watched my video. I wish I told everybody. but only the people who watch my video. And a lot of the people who watch my video don't even make it this far into the video. But if you're one of the few who made it this far in the video, you guys remember I mentioned you want to look to long above 34 cents. Look at this, and look at that. We nearly smashed 42 cents. All right, we was just shy of 42 cents. This is incredible. If we can get the close above 40 cents, keep holding your longs, or you know, you can look to long, whatever. But above 40 cents, I'm bullish. Clearing 42 cents will put 44, 46, 48, and 50 cents. I think we can hit 48 cents, but I'm really hoping we hit 50 because I was hoping the last run up they had, we hit 50, and that we had a double top at 48 cents. They just wouldn't let us pass. But let's see if we what happens this time, because if we zoom out a little bit, you see like we're trying to put in a higher low here. Okay, and if we get that higher low, then obviously it'll increase our chance of getting that higher high. Okay, so if you're long with Uncle, I've been long since 34. I had my stop loss below 34. I'm moving up my stop loss below 38 cents. Okay, so even if it hit my stop loss, I could end on a decent green. Yeah, that's the plan right now. I'm long. If we clear 42 cents, 44, 48, and 50 incoming, I would not switch back to bearish. Like I said, I got my stop loss at 38 cents. But if we can't hold 40 cents, you know, I don't know. That would question if we can get more upside. But I'm going to give both the benefit of the doubt right now. 38 cents, just below it, is where my stop loss is. And I'm favoring more upside. Hopefully we clear 42 to get to those higher levels. Okay? That's the plan. That's my plan for Doge. And Bitcoin is also looking bullish, guys. We never got the official close on the daily chart of the neckline. Multiple attempts. But the bears failed. That's not Uncle's fault. It's not my fault, guys. Either way, though, 102 is a fib level support. As long as above 102K, 104 or higher, 104,000 or higher is incoming. I wouldn't get back to bear unless we break back below 100K, guys. All right? So that's what I have for you guys this morning. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I love you guys so much, my fellow sheeps. Because of you guys, I'm not alone. And that means the world to me. You guys are my world. Thank you. Peace.